When Lord Chaitanya was about to leave Navadvip to take sannyas, his intention was to come here, to where we are in Vrindavan. There's a beautiful story. It is explained quite elaborately in Bhakti Ratnakar. There was a devotee. His name was Lokanath Goswami. He was born in Bangladesh. His birthplace is still there. His father was Padmanam Chakravarti, and his mother's name was Sita. His father was a great devotee. He was a follower and dear friend of the greatest of all the Vaishnavas, Advaitacharya. When Lokanath Goswami was a young man, he left his home because he wanted to be with Lord Chaitanya in Navadvip. And he was part of all those beautiful pastimes in Sri Navadvip. He understood the true identity of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya was his life and his soul. Lord Chaitanya told him privately that he was going to take sannyas and leave Navadvip. Lokanath Goswami's heart was broken. You're going to cut off your beautiful hair? You're going to take off your ornaments and be in the cloth of a simple mendicant? You're going to leave your beloved wife, Vishnu Priya, who's the goddess of fortune, and your mother, Sachi, who has nothing except you in her whole life, and all your friends, Srivas and Advaita and Gadadhar and Nityananda, you're going to leave all of us? He was thinking, how is this? And in his mind, he was tormented. He did not want to be in Navadvip when the news came that Lord Chaitanya had left and renounced the world. It would be too painful for him. He couldn't say anything. But Sri Gauranga understood his heart. And he said, Lokanath, you will not survive being here when I take sannyas. But after I take sannyas, I will be going to Vrindavan. So you leave now. Go to Vrindavan, and I will meet you there, and we will be together. Lokanath Goswami's heart was crushed. He wept incessantly. He fell in his full prostrations and took the dust of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And then, without saying any reason to anyone, he went to every Vaishnav with tears in his eyes and fell at their feet and took their dust. And he left for Vrindavan. He visited many holy places on the way. By foot, he arrived and waited for Lord Chaitanya. He received the news that Lord Chaitanya was actually on his way to Vrindavan to meet him. But he was detoured to Shantipur. And due to the love and the affection of his devotees, all his plans were changed, and now he was living in Puri. So Lokanath Goswami was just ready to go to Puri. But then he heard news that Lord Chaitanya has left Puri and he's gone to South India. Lokanath left Vrindavan barefoot and started walking to South India to find Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, in those days, they didn't have GPS. Or text, we're texting Kala Krishnadas, where is Lord Chaitanya? There was no possible way of communication. Can you imagine the faith of Lokanath Goswami. He leaves Vrindavan by foot to go to South India to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is he going to be in Andhra Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh, or is he going to be in Tamil Nadu and Kerala or anywhere? But you see, when devotees are in this state of loving devotional service, nothing's impossible. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada would give very difficult things to do. That historical event where the devotees at the BBT, the art department was in New York, part of the department was in Los Angeles, and they were coming out with one book every few months when they were really on marathons. And Srila Prabhupada said, I want 17 volumes, Chaitanya Charitamrita, complete in 2 months. So the head of the BBT said, Prabhupada, that is impossible. And Prabhupada's historical words. And he wasn't joking. He said, impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. You do it. And they did it. It was impossible, but they did it. So when devotees have that enthusiasm to please the Guru and please the Lord, they can transcend material nature in so many ways. So Lokanath Goswami just left. And he walked all the way to South India. But it took him about a year to get there. And the whole time his heart is yearning and longing to be with Lord Chaitanya. And when he arrived in South India, he found out Lord Chaitanya had returned to Puri. So he went to Puri. When he came to the outskirts of Puri, he was told the news that Lord Chaitanya finally, after so many years, after a lifetime of aspiration, he's gone to Vrindavan. And Lokanath Goswami was supposed to be there to meet him. So as far as humanly possible, he rushed to Vrindavan. And finally, he arrived. The one instruction that Lord Gauranga gave him was, be in Vrindavan, I'll come there and we'll be together. And when he arrived there, here, he was told that Lord Chaitanya, he spent 2 months here. He was at Imli Tal, chanting his japa every day on the banks of the Jamuna. And he was living at a Kruragat. And he roamed through Mahaban and Katiravan and Bhadravan and Bandiravan and Vrindavan and Kamyavan, Talavan, Madhuban, Kamudavan. He was everywhere in great ecstasy. He was talking with the cows, his old friends, and with the deers, and with the peacocks, and the monkeys, and the parrots, and the Brijabasis. But he left for Prayag. Lokanath Goswami fainted. He left. He just left. So Lokanath Goswami decided the next morning, I'm leaving for Prayag. But that night, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to him in a dream and said, Lokanath, I want you to stay in Vrindavan for the rest of your life. Very soon, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami will come and meet you here. This is the extent that these devotees had given their lives to please the Lord. He never physically saw Lord Chaitanya again his whole life. He was seeing him in his service here in Vrindavan.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.